everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm Juliette Huddy with blondeandcrossbones.com, and this is Robots and Monsters. Okay, let's talk about, we've been hanging out now for the last hour or so. We've pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
But we're going to replay it for you. I met you guys, saw you guys, basically about a year and a half ago. I think it was a year ago, October. Yeah. You were playing here at Dingbats in Clifton, New Jersey. Thank you very much, Freddie. And you guys were opening, is it technically okay?
Sure.
Desires were support act. You were on the bill, and I saw you guys. I was like, Dad, they're really freaking good. Now, fast forward a year and a half or whatever it is. I'm not really good at adding. Here you are. You guys are killing it on WSOU. I mean, you're like number one. You're ubiquitous, basically, around town. Your name is being brought up. Famous publicists are mentioning you. Let's talk about
that. Was news to us. Thank you for giving us that information.
You're
yeah.
welcome.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're doing okay. I mean,
humble. Come on.
As an unsigned band, being on SOU is good in regular rotation. They have Street Patrol, which is a great show for unsigned bands, but we kind of broke into the regular rotation, which is nice. I think it was last summer when our newer EP came out, they spun us a lot, so much so that we hit number 2, I think, for 2 weeks in a row, and we were on the top 10. And you're talking about like Metallica. We're going against like real bands, like Between the Buried and Me. And
real bands, you are a real band, but I know
you're more established.
We're talking
artists. That's more or less what we're doing.
Yeah. But you're also the only you were saying this is.
Yeah. Right now, the way we've been seeing it is that we're the only unsigned band on regular rotation.
Which is a huge deal. Everybody give them a hand for this. This is, nothing to sneeze at, honestly.
Thank you,
absolutely.
The 5 of you called in.
Yeah. No. Obviously, people have been calling to hear us, which has been really supportive. And these people end up coming to our shows, which has been great, too. On our first release, we actually charted on CMJ because we had so many other colleges pick up our first single as well. So, yeah, we've been kind of on a steady incline, which has been really, really great for us.
Which is very interesting because before you guys got there, because you were a little late, just kidding, you're actually on time, but you were very early.
This is the first time it's ever happened.
because Kevin rolls in 20 minutes late for rehearsal and takes 20 minutes to set his drums up.
Even when
the
it's
salacious stuff, here it goes.
I love it. Even when it's super important to be on time, I'm solid 20, 30 minutes
you
late.
You were like 15 minutes early, to the point where we were actually talking about things where I said, do I have to clear this with you guys? This is actually what you were just saying, just sort of segued into this. So you're getting a lot of play. Things are happening for you. Mm-hmm. People out there, your fans, are going to start wanting to see you live. I mean, that's obviously the next step.
We're looking forward to that.
Okay, but let's talk about what we were talking about. You guys have families, you have kids, children, two, one, zero, and wives and exes and all that stuff. But it all kind of plays into it's difficult to tour. This one is he's like cracking up behind the scenes over here. What's going on? What's so funny?
It's difficult to tour. So the traditional route is you get some songs together, you play locally, you get sick of playing locally, then you head out on the road, even though there's nobody there to see you and nobody knows who you are. You just go and pound the pavement. And then a lot of times bands they do it once and then that's it. The whole thing is, though, you have to keep on hitting those towns once, or at least once a year, maybe twice a year. That is like so not feasible.
Wait, why though?
Well, for us.
For you guys.
For us, because we're at the point now where it needs to be worth it. So what we're trying to do is build up a following and a national following, using the internet, using social media. And, we've been doing an okay job of doing that. So it's got to be worth it. So like if we roll into Chicago, we have to know that there's going to be 50 people there buying tickets to come see us. We can't just, at this point in our lives, we can't just roll into Chicago and play for 6 people and, like chalk it up to experience. Because, we all have experience. We've done that.
Yeah. What's the term? Expected utility or something like that? I vaguely from
something
college.
Like that.
You've got to sort of weigh your options and sort of think what is going to be fiscally advantageous in the long run.
Benefit, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and you guys, that's probably the better term.
And when you're 20, if you live at home with your folks or something, and you can eat shit monetarily for a little bit.
Right.
But when you have children and a wife and a mortgage and a career of something else, you can't. There's no room for risks like that.
And I think a lot of people, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, I think a lot of people who are going to hear your songs on the radio or, and start to see you guys, have a following and really start growing your audience, they're going to expect or think or assume that you don't go home, at when you're done with the show, you're going to go out and party. You're going to sleep until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You've got no jobs. You guys have jobs. I mean, I actually was saying, yeah, let's do the interview at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Right. And you're like, well, we have jobs. What are you talking about, Julia?
Yeah, I felt bad because I just assumed it would be at night, and I'm like, oh, we work during the day, and we all have jobs where it's sort of they're careers basically. Yeah. It's not the type of jobs where like we can just kind of be like, yeah, I'm not coming in today.
It was him. It was him.
Me, no.
But what are you laughing at?
No, I'm not. No, that's true. You can't make hard rock, heavy metal music in most cases and survive on that.
Explain
you have
why,
to,
because I talked about this, but
right, because the audience is just not big enough. You can't make a living doing this unless you're 0.001% of the bands that actually make it. So you got to have a real job, and this becomes your passion, but not your career. Obviously, in the perfect world, it would be, but.
But 20 years ago, things were a bit different. I mean, you mentioned Alice in Chains, your favorite band. Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Pearl Jam. That was really the last wave, I think, of the bands that were commercially successful. You would hear them on the radio. All of a sudden, it just kind of faded away, and for whatever reason, maybe the dilution, of just the market, maybe social media, whatever it is, just the ever-changing world of music. But the fact is that the most loyal fans out there, genre, are metal fans for the most part. I mean, worldwide. So you do have an audience. It's just that mainstream audiences are not aware so much anymore of these great metal and rock bands, and that's a shame.
It is, and I almost want to say too that there's a differentiation between the U.S. audiences and global audiences. There seems to be a more of an appetite, especially like in places like Europe.
The Netherlands.
Places Netherlands. Like we have some fans over there that have been craving for us to come over, and most likely we'll be able to get some more fans just by going there. And but obviously going for a couple of weeks to Europe, yeah, it'd be a great vacation and everything. But right now it's not in the cards. I don't know what's going to be like in the future, but the fans here versus there, completely different. Obviously we're more weekend warrior type of band, and just sometimes pulling people out to come out to a show seems to be a little bit harder here, and where it's still part of the culture there of going out, seeing bands, especially metal bands, and they're really ravenous for it over there. And it's unfortunate that it's still not the same here, but it could be again, definitely.
Even in the last several years, you see these great rock clubs. We're obviously in the New York City area, but the rock clubs are just disappearing. This club, Dingbats, is venerable. Our buddies over there, Donna and Freddie. I mean, they keep this going, and they keep loyal audiences. But
because we need more places like this to keep going. We play some amazing clubs in this area, and a lot of them will also have other genres and things like that. But the fact that this is known for being a hard rock, metal, whatever you want to call it, type of club is awesome, and it feels like home when we come here too.
Yeah.
So it's gratifying to know that this is still here.
Especially when we walk in and my mom's here.
because you guys are Bergen County guys, right? I mean, are you from this area originally?
Yeah.
We're
We all
Bergen
grew up
County,
in
yes.
North Jersey, Bergen County.
Yeah, 3 of us grew up in the same town.
On the same
together.
street.
Same street, actually. We've known each other since kindergarten.
Yep.
So tell me, how did he act in kindergarten? What was the worst thing that he did? I mean, did he throw frogs at you?
Probably
No,
wet
but he was
myself or
passionate
something.
about dinosaurs.
I
That's
did
why-
like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs and
now
Star
that's why
Wars,
he works
man.
with animals for a living now.
I do.
Can we talk about what you do? Or
Yeah. I'm a veterinarian.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my!
Yeah. For 15 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you want to say where
Cuts
you were?
pets open.
Went to Cornell.
I'm probably. Maybe I won't mention where I work.
You don't really? Why not? You know,
All right, fine.
yeah, come on. Yeah, please, give yourself a. Beth is going. I've got a dog. It's
You got a new customer.
Hudson Valley Animal Hospital.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Valley Cottage, New York.
all right, there you
Metal
go.
Park.
Okay.
He cuts animals open.
Do you really? No. Where do you live?
Northvale.
Oh, okay.
Beth lives in Northvale.
All right.
And we're not going to talk. You've got your Monday through Friday job.
I do.
In a creative field.
Yes.
Yes, and
As they
we
do.
too.
Yeah.
I'm a graphic designer. He does video editing. And
I'm in media and publishing.
okay. And
So, which
are
is
we allowed to
also-
say where or no?
I'd rather not.
That's cool.
It's
I'm the only
Googleable
one.
probably.
I
all
feel-
right.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say who I was talking to, but one of the people that I was talking to earlier today said that the people that he works with have no idea. It was you. It was you. It was him. I was scared that I was going to get in trouble. But he was saying that the people that he works with, they don't know anything about this. And then you guys said you're being played on the radio. I would freak
Yeah.
out if I found out the guy I worked with for years.
Well,
It's not like you do snuff films. Like what is?
no, it's just cool. I mean, it's like, yeah, well, exactly. Right.
I was, a guy I work with regularly. There's a couple of people that know where I work that know that I play in a band. There's a guy I've known easily 20 years that I now work with, and he didn't know.
What-
I mean, this
what
is what
your reaction?
I've done
Because-
this my whole life, and he had no idea. And he goes, "I heard your band, and I bought the CD." Like he went and bought all this stuff before he even told me. You know,
I mean, but you're an unassuming man, and you go home to your world, and it's not, it's not the sex, drugs, rock and roll. I mean, at least not for part of this
Yeah.
crew.
you would think I'm the drummer. I'm the loudest one of us, and it's tough competition to be the loudest. But if you were to come to my house, you could hear a pin drop. How much we appreciate silence.
I fucking love silence.
It's so wonderful.
You know what's awesome?
You guys are getting old. Sorry.
Sleeping
No
is
offense.
the best.
See, this is what's interesting. It's like an interesting dichotomy. Like metal is just in us. This is what we're compelled to do this for some reason. We're not doing it for the money. It's an inconvenience as far as your quote unquote traditional life goes. So there's a reason we're compelled to do this. We just need to do it. And we're not all we're not very typical. I don't know that we look like a typical rock band. None of us. He's the only one with a tattoo.
Really?
And it's his kids. It's kids' names.
It doesn't even count.
That's like an anti-tattoo.
There's just something. There's just something in us, in me, that wants to
is-
front a band, and
Yeah, no, there's a huge cathartic part of this that for all of us that we go through weeks and weeks of doing what we do with our families, with our work, and then we come here and we let it out. So it's a very cathartic and healthy thing to do.
It's
but it's
cheaper
also
than
creative.
therapy.
It's way cheaper than therapy.
my insurance picks up my therapy. So.
Your insurance should pick up this.
Right.
What's the next, like the coming weeks, the coming months? Can we see you perform? What's going on?
Yeah, we should tell people to go to our Facebook page,
Yes.
Which is just Robots and Monsters Band on Facebook. But yeah,
Sorry, robots_monsters on Twitter.
Robots and
No,
oh
on Twitter.
yeah. Oh, Twitter, yes.
Excuse me.
With her. Sorry.
I know these things.
Sorry. Yeah, so we have we're trying to get out of state a little bit. So we have a show in Queens in March. We're doing
Where? Do you know?
at a place called the Footlight.
Yes.
It's like on the Queens-Brooklyn border.
All right.
We're going to be in Wilmington, Delaware on April 22nd, I believe.
Well, no. I mean,
on the
they can look on the
Facebook
Facebook.
page.
Yeah.
It's on
I'm
Facebook.
not putting you the pressure.
We're going to be in New London, Connecticut at this great place called 33 Golden Street. It's this awesome little
Basement bar.
venue. It is
Nice town too.
It is
Nice
fu-
little
It
town.
is great. 33 Golden Street.
Okay, so you guys can check on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Facebook, and we will definitely be. I would love to see you guys live again. This is a huge thing.
We can do private parties too. So
Well,
If the
tonight's
price
the night,
is right.
Dylan.
Bar mitzvahs,
You guys are wonderful.
quinceañeras.
And any last words for our parting shot here? Say something. You guys are musicians. Say something creative, for God's sake. Come on. Dylan, you're the front man. Come on.
Right, that's his job.
Something weird.
I want you so close, I can kiss you on the lips.
Not that weird. No, I mean, any final words to your not final?
No.
think
You
they're
know,
gonna live tonight.
no matter how you find our music, just try to find it. You know, whether you get it on iTunes, Spotify, any place, just get it, share it. That's about it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Get it, share it, love it, and
I mean, to anyone who's listened to our stuff and likes it, I'm just grateful. Thank you.
aw, see,
That's
that
all.
was pretty
That's all.
sweet. And you, this one.
Come see us. We'll be out and about. We would love to see your face. Derek cuts the balls off dogs for a living.
And on that note, they put on an amazing show. That's why I wanted to do the interview tonight. So thank you guys for coming out and get some sleep tonight, boys.
That's it. What time is it? Oh my God, it's 9 o'clock.
See ya. Oh my God, you guys are rock stars for God's sake.